Hello everyone and welcome to another video of mine. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been around before, welcome back. In this video, we're going to be working on my first digital painting for the channel. And actually, this digital painting is the new channel banner. Um, Something I'd like to address is that my channel name has changed. I used to go by Melatones here on YouTube and Instagram and wherever else I am. But I now go by Scribble Tea, which is I just wanted something more fun, maybe something that seems a little bit more art related. So it's like scribbling. I don't know. It suits me. I love drinking tea and being just cozy, and I feel like scribble tea suits my like art style, like just sketching and doodling in sketchbooks, and also, the tea is it's cozy and stuff, and it sounds cute together. I thought it was cute and original. I don't know. You can probably tell me otherwise, but um, yeah. As you can tell, this whole video is gonna not be scripted. I'm just gonna yap a little bit. I figured I could yap and just talk about the process, what I'm doing here, digital art, what I like about it, what I don't like, or my process. And I mean, I don't really have one, and I could talk about that too. So yeah, I hope you'll stick around. I know this intro has been a little bit random and long, but feel free to draw something yourself or get cozy, grab a snack, all the good stuff. Okay, so let's get into it, I guess. I'm very excited for this voice recording because I'm actually recording at a time where I can talk in a normal volume. I've noticed a couple of my previous videos that like my voice has been too quiet. I've kind of been talking in like a whisper tone. I know I've had some really nice comments of people saying they enjoy that, but I've also seen that it's hard to hear. So I'm kind of glad I can talk at my normal volume. Okay, so I'll actually start talking about the art now. So for this piece, I wanted to draw me and my cats because I figured my cats have come on the channel a couple times, without me wanting them to. Of course, they jump up on my desk, they get in the recordings, whatever. They appear a lot, and I love them. I love them so much. But I just wanted like a really little cozy doodle. It's not a crazy painting at all. I spent like one evening on it, but I just want a cute little doodle of me with my cats and a sketchbook and of course tea, because I figured that would go along with the new channel name and some art supplies and whatnot. So if I want to talk about the process, I guess you see me sketching right now, and I do like a background layer. So the background color right now is like a lilac purple, very very light. Like my camera isn't even picking up on it very well. But it's off white. I don't usually like to sketch on just plain white. I don't know why, but I like having a little bit of color, especially because this whole piece together is going to be very pink and purpley focused. The hues are gonna be very pinky and purple, so um, I figured, if I start on a white background, it's a little bit more difficult when it comes to the coloring, so I'm just gonna start out with just lilac. And I'm using a brush pen, or sorry, pencil that I got from the Clip Studio Paint store for free. It's the Artemis pencils. I've seen like a couple other artists on YouTube use them before, and I really liked the chunkiness, like the grit of it. So I figured I'd get some of those, and I'm having a good time using them, and that's what I'm using here. I'm using the Artemis Hard pencil. If I think of it, maybe I'll link it below if I can. I don't know. I'm not good at remembering that, so sorry if I don't. But it should be under Artemis. Um, so yeah, I'm doing my sketch, and I'm starting to work on my background right now, which I didn't really know what I was doing. I was kind of flying off the seat of my pants, which is not what I usually like to do when it comes to my process. I'll start out by like doing different designs, like doing like thumbnail sketches. But I really just felt like jumping in. I had a rough idea of what I wanted in my brain. I just wanted like a little office bedroom-esque scene in the back, like very cozy. So, of course I'm gonna add a plant in. There's a bookshelf and just like a little gallery wall behind me. I don't want anything too crazy. I didn't want it too busy. So once I'm done doing my first sketch of the drawing, I like to go in and flip the canvas. Um, if you haven't heard about flipping the canvas before, it's basically just taking your drawing and flipping it horizontally. So it's almost mirrored. And the reason why artists like to do this is because I believe it tricks your eye. Like, you can kind of trick your eye sometimes when you're drawing and you're looking at something for so long. Flipping the canvas kind of gives you a fresh perspective on the drawing, and you can pick up on, if the eyes are a little wonky, or your proportions are a little off, or something just doesn't look right. It kind of gives you a fresh look at what you're drawing. And I like to do that once I'm pretty well at a stagnant place in the sketching part. So I'll go in and I'll flip the canvas and see. I just left it flipped for a bit, and I just continued to do some doodling while I once I had it flipped. So the next thing I like to do is, when I'm going onto my line art, is I'll change my sketch color to something brighter, because I'll usually do line art in black, at least initially. But using this very light purple, I'm still in like the color scheme I want to go for, but I'm really able to see the difference between the line art lines and the sketch lines. Yeah, this process can be both very frustrating but also very satisfying, because you get to see like the sketch almost come to life a little bit. Line art, especially line art digitally, has always been a little bit of a struggle for me, since I'm very much a traditional artist, and I like things kind of not messy, but kind of, when you have multiple lines, it kind of almost gives it a little bit more of a feeling of it being not alive, but it handmade almost, right? And when I'm doing line art, or when I first started doing line art digitally, I noticed just how like flat and dull it felt. So I've really been trying to work on doing line art and making it feel clean, but still sketchy enough that it feels like, my art. Because my art's always been kind of sketchy and pencily, and definitely the brushes I've been using, the digital brushes I've been using, has helped with that, because the Artemis pen set, it's very, has a lot of grit. It's very toothy, I guess you could say. um, and yeah, I've enjoyed doing that. I guess all that to say, if you are struggling with liner like I am and was definitely, it's very important to have line variation. I feel like that was kind of the key. For me, it's line variation and, um, still kind of having that sketchy element to it. And that's more of an art style preference, I think. But um, line variation, definitely search it up, research it. But it's basically, make sure you have some pressure sensitivity, and that your lines aren't all one width, one thickness, right? So you can see in my sketch here, some lines are thicker than the others. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I haven't studied it enough to really be able to say like when to do it, but definitely it's something to research about, because it can add a lot of weight to certain spots where you might want more, a little bit more weight on the lines and whatnot, and just play around with it too, because it's quite interesting how it can elevate your art and your line art. And I feel like a good resource too would be like old cartoon hand draw animations and just seeing where they like have the thicker lines and whatnot. Now it is time to get coloring. So for the coloring process, I kind of have the method of mess around and find out. I'm still very much working on color in painting, digital painting myself. It's definitely not my strong suit. So the first thing I went ahead and did was to fill in all the foreground with one color. I could have done it where I excluded like the character from the rest, but I decided not to. I was kind of feeling lazy. Um, but yeah, I went ahead and filled it in with this darker purple because whatever is in the foreground is going to be darker than the background. I mean that's at least what I was trying to go for, but I don't know, I might have not have done that. But yeah, and then I filled in my background with a lighter pink, and it's just better. It's better for my brain when I'm trying to paint and picking colors and such. So then I put a clipping mask on a layer above the blocked in foreground. And the clipping mask just allows me to paint on top of that layer without like going outside the lines. So I was able to like scribble down colors very easily. And I just went ahead and just went in with color and just again messed around until I saw something that I liked. Um, I do want to try to get into more like grayscale painting and then adding color in an overlay layer, but I'm just testing the waters with that too. I feel like that might be a good thing to do as well, play around with. But I might have said it already, but I'm not really a digital painter. Like I'm still very much learning when it comes to it, but I figured doing like a little bit of a digital painting practice for video and for just for myself as well, and also making a very nice colorful banner would be kind of fun. And I was really excited about this piece for being the banner, but I had to it kind of cropped it weirdly, so I kind of had to like shrink it down a little bit and then like use the illustration itself as like a background that's kind of like faded out. I've seen artists do that before, where they'll take their drawings and just like copy and paste it as the background, lighten the opacity of it and whatnot. It worked. It's fine. It's a little bit more zoomed in than I was hoping for, but I don't want a good illustration to go to waste. And I mean, it's not anyway. Like I'm making a video out of it, but yeah. So yeah, for like my base color is my highlighting and shadow. I'm such a like a traditional painter that I just want to just put it all in one layer. Like, I'm not really good at using layers as a resource, which I should be. I should be much better at it, but because, you know, I'll get into situations where, like here, where I'm like painting the book, right? And then I'm gonna go back to paint on the wood grain for the table, and I'm gonna like paint over the book again. So I cost myself more trouble than anything, but uh, the the process is kind of therapeutic in a way too. And here I go adding in my logo. I figured it'd be fun to have my logo included in the illustration. Um, but I did struggle with it a little bit because I didn't want it to be so blocky. But I messed around with a little bit with the composition and whatnot and where I want it to place it. Um, and I end up liking where it is. I feel like it kind of blanks. Oh, sorry, it fills in like the negative blank space that was there. And here's me currently trying to figure out what color tea is. It's a little funny. But I still feel like the tea kind of looks like coffee, but I don't really care. And yeah, here's me quickly speeding up the rest of the painting process. And that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And I'd love to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.